We're coming to you live from the Build 4 Tough Studio. Boomer Esiason, Greg Giannotti. It's Boomer and Gio on the Fan. Simulcast across the country on CBS Sports Network. And wherever you're on the free Odyssey app. Thursday morning, man. We got some momentum here in this winter. We are rolling on. We're getting close to the end of February. We got a big Four Nations USA Canada rematch tonight. CeeLo's got his red, white, and blue on. Boomer's got his red, white, and blue on. We got the Knicks back in action after a long layoff. St. John's destroys DePaul. And plenty of baseball stuff for you. Baseball crazies down there getting ready for another season. Good morning, Boomer. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. I am excited. I couldn't sleep last night. I got up around 3 a.m. this morning. I'm all jacked up for tonight's game, and it is a huge game. And I know we're going to talk a lot about it this morning. Hopefully a lot of hockey fans out there are looking forward to this game in Boston tonight, and certainly can't wait until it arrives. I mean, there's an excitement that's around this game, even though this game doesn't technically mean anything other than players playing for their countries. And given the political climate these days, and with Canada potentially becoming the 51st state, they're a little bit annoyed at us, to say the least. So it'll be interesting to see, actually how the fans react to everything tonight. That'll be a part of the story, I'm sure. But nonetheless, I know guys on both sides really, really, really want to win this game in the worst way. And the guys on Canada, I know how they probably felt losing on their home ice, the game starting the way that it started with 3 different fights, and the fact that Connor McDavid took a couple of heavy hits from Charlie McAvoy, who unfortunately will not be playing for the United States tonight. I'm sure that they're going to want to get their retribution. They're going to want to get their revenge. And hopefully, the United States will stand the test.
Yeah, I never really hated Canadians until now. And I think it's been an influence. You have influenced me here. I was sort of indifferent to Canadians. Even, back in the day with the Olympics, it was like, yeah, you wanted to beat them, but you really didn't have the same type of feeling as you did against the Russian team. It's like, the Canadians, they invented the game.
Hold on for a second.
It's cute. They don't have much up there. You let them have it. Yeah,
I mean, here's the thing. My son-in-law is Canadian. I don't hate Canadians.
Oh, you definitely do hate Canadians.
No. I admire the Canadian people. It's the Canadian political idiots that I can't stand.
All right, so you hate
and they
Canada.
basically I think they've made the country overall soft.
Okay.
I mean, this used to be one of the toughest countries that we knew. I mean, some of these people, could live in the wilderness. I mean, it's basically a country that is wilderness.
There goes the helmet out. Better fix it
you
before
better
you get an email from Olive or somebody else.
I think actually they look pretty good now. They look actually.
It fell over and it ended up being okay.
Yeah, I think they look even now.
Yeah, right.
All right, so anyway, to get back to my point, I mean, this is a great country, great place. Been there a bunch of times. Love going to Montreal. Love going to Toronto. Love going to Ottawa.
Don't run from this.
I'm not running from anything. What I'm saying is that their government, the guy that's running the government, is an idiot.
Well,
so I don't know what else to tell you. And he ran the entire country into the ground. And
my point is, though, this you're going crazy.
But I'm not saying I don't hate Canadians.
Your influence and how much you hate Canadians is now influencing me, and now I feel a sense of
you're taking my
brotherhood
words
with you now, and I feel very patriotic as a united front into hating Canadians.
No, I don't hate Canadians.
Like, there's a bunch of Canadian comics that I loved, like Tom Green's Canadian.
Oh yeah,
Mike Myers is Canadian. There's a couple other really funny people the Kids in the Hall, man, they had a great sketch show. They were all Canadian, but now F them. You know what I'm saying? All of them. And then the horse they rode in on.
I mean, at the end of the day, for one night, you could say, yes, you do not like the Canadians, but overall, the Canadian
people
people
wrapped up in this
are great. I don't know if he's wrapped up in it, but he's definitely interested.
I'm going to send him a text.
He's got a bunch of his buddies on the team. Of course, Austin Matthews playing for America, and Mitch Marner playing for Canada. These are former teammates of his. Brock Nelson is playing. I'm sure there's a couple other guys that he's friendly with.
Think he's up right now?
Probably, yeah.
I'm going to send him a text.
Kids are probably screaming.
I'm going to say F you, and then
don't do that. Don't do
a bunch of the American flag emojis.
He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy.
I know he's a nice guy, but that's
he knows his country's gotten soft.
He does.
He knows. Oh yeah, 100%.
But he's still rooting for Canada.
Of course he is.
Well, I see. I mean, come on.
He's got to root for Canada. He's got Canadian blood.
Yeah, but
Yeah, 100% he does, and I would expect him to do that. Just like when the Rangers and the Islanders play, he knows who I'm rooting for.
Listen, man, he's not living in Medicine Hat; he's living in Manhasset.
I know he is.
I mean, enough with this.
All right, enough with nothing.
Start rooting for the country you live in. Huh? You're paying taxes here.
Well, listen, when you're a 40-year taxpayer like me, yeah, you damn straight you're rooting for the country that you're paying taxes in.
So Matt will get there at some point, you know.
Yes.
I mean, it's highest in the country. You'd be like, this is where I live now. I got to be rooting for these guys.
Yeah, well, I know he loves living here, but I got to tell you, it's hard to break national pride and unity. You just can't do that. I mean, unless of course you leave some other crap country and come here.
See, other crap country.
Some other crap country, yes.
See? I know. And it's okay, man. Like, it's fine. Like, I don't think anybody is judging you or me for hating Canadians.
Time out. I've been to Montreal many times, Quebec City, Ottawa, Vancouver.
Yeah.
All beautiful cities, great people, great restaurants. I have no issues with any of the working class people that are Canadians. Not one problem with them.
I do. Today I do. And today you should too.
Well, I don't. Not
For
with
one
those,
day,
not
we're going
with
to hate
people.
all their guts.
For the hockey team, it's a different story.
These losers up in
Sidney
Saskatoon.
Crosby's been driving me nuts for years.
Yeah.
So I can't wait until he retires.
What a bunch of losers up there.
Yeah,
huh?
okay.
What are some of these? Like some of these provinces? Yeah, you think
Ontario,
you got Ontario,
Alberta.
Saskatchewan. Who do you think you are?
Yeah.
You losers.
But a lot of people don't even live up into those.
Exactly. You want to know why? Because it sucks.
70% of their country lives within 100 miles of the United States.
Yeah, I went to Toronto once, and I actually enjoyed myself. I got to say. And you know what? I went to the Hockey Hall of Fame there.
Did you?
Toronto,
Nice.
back in those years ago. Saw the Sky Dome, the whole thing. I actually enjoyed Toronto. Toronto was fun.
Just like I said, old Montreal is great. Quebec City is awesome.
Today,
all of it, great.
Thumbs down, losers. Here comes the big old
red,
white,
I
and
mean,
blue.
That's how you feel. That's fine. I mean, wait,
hold on a second.
To me, it's a hockey game.
You are something else, man.
What do you mean I'm something else?
Let me explain something to you.
I'm here with my jersey on. I don't see you with your jersey on.
I wasn't.
I don't see
Fanatics
you promoting.
Fanatics brought you one.
I mean, you're wearing black today.
Yeah, I know. You know why? Canadian's funeral.
Oh.
That's what it is.
Okay.
No. So this is why I sometimes you're a Rubik's cube to me, man. You're an enigma wrapped up in a mystery.
Okay.
Because you were trying to pump me up. You were putting on you were getting me going. What's that thing called where if someone's dead and they put the things on their chest and they wake them up?
Paddles?
Yeah, but it's something else, whatever that is. You were rubbing those together back by your office, and you were trying to get me into this thing, trying to wake me up early on when they were playing Finland, and I was like, man, I can't get into it. I can't. And then the game happens over the weekend. I see all the fights, the booing of the national anthem. I get going crazy about it. You're not even here. I can't even talk to you about it. I come in today all fired up. F the Canadians. Let's go. And you're pushing back on me. I can't win with you, man.
I'm not pushing back on you at all.
You're pushing back.
You said to me that I hate the Canadian people, and I don't. I may have a thing or two about the Canadian Football League. that may be true.
Well, that's another thing. They hate you.
Yeah, well, they hate me because
Canadians hate you for that.
I called it as I saw
Chris Strevler. If people don't know that, I'll do it quick. So, because you could be confused. There was a game where Tony Romo couldn't do, so CBS
during 2020, they said, who's the guy who's got the biggest set of stones that would get on an airplane and go do a game and not worry about COVID?
Yeah, during COVID.
That's Boomer.
Right. So
send him.
But also you do a good job with it as well. You know, I mean, it wasn't
but they
just
said everybody's afraid to leave the house. Who's the guy that's not afraid to leave the house? Well, Boomer's not afraid to leave the house, so let him go.
Right. So you do a game with Jim Nantz. Chris Strevler is the quarterback who was a Canadian Football League hero. He throws a really bad interception. Boomer says, hey, this isn't the CFL, kid. Get your stuff together. Essentially, I'm paraphrasing, and then the Canadians went after you. So
yeah, I mean, what do you want me to say? Okay, that's a great throw. That's a nice throw. I mean, I'm supposed to tell you what I see and how I see it.
This is why we hate Canadians.
No, I don't hate Canadians.
This is the reason why we, as a united front this morning, Boomer and Gio, can we just hate them today and tomorrow?
Look, hate's a very strong word, and I don't like that word. I just don't like that word, and I don't know why you're throwing it out there.
And Canada's soft.
Yeah, they are soft.
But hate's a strong word.
We're
talking about sports, man. We're talking about hockey. We're talking about, USA, Canada, it's sports. We're allowed to say hate. We're not out there performing hate crimes. I'm not beating up Canadians. I'm not going around the street and shanking Canadians in the street.
Yeah, I don't think you could shank it or beat up a Canadian. I would step back and pump the brakes on that one.
Well, I just said I wasn't doing that.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying, you're intensifying and you're putting yourself in a very tough spot.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not siding with our country.
I am siding with our hockey
How am I
team.
putting myself in a tough spot siding with the USA in this game? I got the whole country behind me. That's right. And you're sitting there making excuses for these loser Canadians.
I'm not making any
you are.
excuses.
I don't think I even know you anymore.
You just said to me you hate Canadians. And
Today
that
I
is
do.
not true.
Yeah, today
I'm just saying the Canadian government, at least the ones that are in power, that's a different story.
better not lose tonight.
Soft.
That'd be embarrassing.
Fugazi.
It would be embarrassing if the USA lost tonight.
It's going to be a hell of a fight, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see if there is a fight or two that start this game. I don't know if there will be because this
Not in
game
the
is the
beginning.
championship. I don't know. You never know, man.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff going back and forth between the players has been pretty entertaining. I will say that. Seems like it's pretty intense. I'm sure the boys from the North will be ready to rock and roll tonight, and I'm sure that our guys will be ready to stand toe-to-toe with them.
Yeah, I mean, this is important. This means a lot to a lot of people. Cannot have the Canadians and their soft-ass views and lives infiltrate the U.S. right now as we're
Big
building
question is that
ourselves back up.
USA Hockey would love to have the D train there, but I don't know if he's going to go tonight.
Yeah, he's
out there trolling everybody.
I was going to say he's too busy throwing dirt on Kathy Hochul's grave.
He's throwing dirt on everybody, man. He is just doing exactly what he said he was going to do.
Yeah,
By the way, this congestion pricing is not over yet.
Yeah, I know.
Just because the Secretary of Transportation, Secretary Duffy, said that they want to discontinue it, she's keeping the toll meters on, and we're still paying. And she seems to be wanting to fight this, and she will fight this. And really, it's one of the first times that I actually agreed with the New Jersey governor, Governor Murphy, because he basically sent a letter to the President of the United States congratulating him on this.
Yeah.
And saying that this New York congestion is a scheme. Congestion pricing is a scheme. He called it a scheme. One Democrat said about another Democrat that it's a total scheme. That's what he called it. It's not what I called it. It's what he called it. I called it just another, abusive tax.
Right, to bail out an organization.
That is, we all know is filled with fraud and just complete lack of oversight.
Yeah.
That's why they need to be doged. Or douched, whatever you want to call it.
The MTA we're talking about,
Yes.
if you couldn't follow us on that particular thing. But I was happy to see that, and I do think that in the long run, this thing will be squashed. I know it's going to take a long time.
Not less than that if you talk to a Columbia law professor. This guy who supports, congestion pricing believes that, the United States government has no say in the matter. Well, when in fact it did have a say in the matter when supposedly they wanted to pass this thing, and they had to pass it before Biden got out of office.
Yeah, they snuck it through there.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, so what are you talking about?
The whole thing is political, and you know it and I know it. And right now, given what's going on in the city with the mayor and what's going on with the governor, Donald Trump's got everybody's, twisted up in a knot.
Well, I hope, and I knew this morning that I was going to have to pay again. I had to get up early, get in before 5 o'clock to not pay the full $9. So I'm well aware. But I think it'd probably take months. There's going to be court stuff, the whole thing. But
it's going to take.
I was still happy to see that it was the first step towards
ending this.
Right.
Crap.
It started yesterday. So
let's basically penalize the people that go to work, pay their bills, pay their car insurance, pay all their taxes. Let's go into their pockets one more time.
Right, to fix something that has nothing to do with them. And that the problems that the MTA has had is their own fault. They're a disaster.
Well, that's the way we look at it.
And we got to fix it.
And, the congestion pricing supporters will tell you otherwise. But you know what? You sit on your ass and you don't drive, then, of course you want congestion pricing. If you drive and you have to drive to come to work and you don't want to deal with the MTA and you don't want to deal with mass transit, then, you basically have to pay for that, right? Which is asinine.
Yep. So at least that put a smile on my face. I was happy to see that. I got a text from a friend, and I said, wait a second, is this true? I looked it up and saw it. I was like, yes, here we go, step one, and ending his bull crap. So we take out.
I love Kathy Hochul. We're New Yorkers, and we're going to fight this. Yeah, well, Donald Trump's a New Yorker too, man.
I know.
If there's a guy who knows how to fight things,
right? I mean,
and who loves to fight things, he's the one that loves to fight things.
Yeah, that press conference.
And you don't speak for me, Miss Governor. You don't, or Madam Governor. You don't.
No.
You speak maybe for some other contingency in your support system, but not for me. Not for millions of other people that are on both sides of the river.
You know where we should send Kathy Hochul? Canada.
You send her to Canada. She'd fit right in.
Fit right in. All right, Boomer and Gio on the Fan and CBS Sports Network.